Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. Thanks for joining us today. We'll just wait for the room to fill up a little bit before we get going, but welcome to everybody and hope everyone's having an amazing start to the weekend. So, what has everyone been up to? What news do we have? This week has been manic busy. It's been a super busy one, but it's been so much fun. If you didn't see the video, I quit YouTube. I took quit work to focus solely on YouTube, which is, you know, huge, but I'm feeling super positive about. So thank you for all the love and support you guys have shown me on that one. And so I thought we'd just jump on and have a chat. Now let's just wait till the room fills up a little bit more. But Tom, welcome. Everything is wonderful today. How's everything with you over in Canada? Here you can see the sun streaming in. Super warm, super lovely, and I'm kind of feeling the fall weather a little bit at the moment because I had my first pumpkin spice latte thing at Starbucks. I feel like Christmas is around the corner, but without wanting to scare anyone by making out Christmas is too soon. Let's have a look. I'm going to just look away while I turn the camera around. I do what I always do. I have the camera this way and then my finger's in the way when I read the messages. Says Jay, welcome. How are you? And thank you very much for your support on that. I just feel like totally lifted and like it's thrilled. I made the right decision. I know I made the right decision because it feels right. So yeah, feel amazing. Quirky Beauty, hello my love, how are you? Mariah King, welcome. Thank you all for joining. Ahmed, loving your content. Thank you, Ahmed. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. And just while we're on that, let's have a look forward to kind of what content we've got planned. So today we looked at dry skin. Tomorrow we're looking at like the viral beauty ingredients, the viral skincare ingredients that people have fallen in love with in 2020, and I'm celebrating some and reading some. So that's tomorrow's video, and then we're looking at Neod and doing like the pros and cons series where we look at the best and the worst of Neod. We're going to be doing that on I think that's Monday, but we've got loads of stuff to come next week. Chris, hey Chris, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Lay says, my new favourite channel. Thank you very much, Hen. Thank you for joining. That's so sweet. Oh. You see, that's the sort of professional you expect from this channel. You know, drop the camera. This is how we roll. You know, professionalism to a point. So sorry about that, guys. So, guys, if you haven't already, just before we start, if you could give this video a thumbs up, that does just really help YouTube promote it once it's all done and dusted, because it goes live. It's recorded and then is uploaded live, I think, tomorrow morning. So, guys, have you got some skincare questions? Let's have a look. Suzanne, hello, welcome. Chris says, congrats on 11k. Thank you so much, Chris. I honestly, like, every time I look at the subscriber count, I like have to pinch myself because baffling that so many people have subscribed and loving the channel, but it's amazing. So thank you very much. Juan says, tell me about your new projects. Well, we've got lots going. So we've got the new skincare line going at the moment, which is super exciting. We're at the designing the packaging first. So you have to, apparently, you design the packaging and what it's going to look like, and then design what's going to go into it, because you have to have a brand, an image, and like a theme before you then can create the products, apparently. So I'm doing that with designers at the moment. I'm working with some amazing designers that I absolutely love. They're so creative. You know, when people like ask you a million and one questions, and some are like totally relevant and some are totally bizarre questions, and you don't know where it's leading, and then they pull together the look of the brand and you're like, wow, they just get it. Yeah, they got it. So I'm absolutely love them. So that's quite exciting. Stacey says, definitely so inspiring. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you so much. It's kind of, it feels, when you do something and you wonder whether it's like the right reason or the wrong decision or whatever, and then it feels really good the day later, I kind of think it means it was the right decision. Well, proof of the pudding, give it 5 months. Eleanor says, oh my God, that's incredible. Thank you, hun. A pinch of pinup says, hello, my love. How are you? Aaron says, congrats for 11k subscribers from Malaysia. Oh, sending lots and lots of love to Malaysia. Thank you so much. Patrice says, I'm so curious, what were you doing for work before dedicating on full time? Well, I did quite, I say I quit my job. I did a number of projects as well. So I worked in a number of different consultancy roles, which just were great and I was loving them, but it wasn't doing anything for me. And so I decided to step back and support with this. I am lucky in that whatever I give up is quite easy to go back into. So there is that element of it being a bit tricky, but consulting work always is out there, so it should be quite easy, I hope, to get back into if I need to, but hopefully I won't need to. Hopefully this will all work out amazingly. So Tom says, you've taken our heat. It's a nice weather. Do you know, like, here it's been gorgeous. I moan when it's too hot in summer. I moan when it's too cold in winter. So like autumn, as we call it in the UK, I think it's fall in the US, is like bliss, absolute bliss. It's the right weather, you still get some sunshine, and everything pumpkin spice turns up, which is my absolute favourite flavour of beverage ever. So yeah, full favour. Lady says 100% the right decision. Thank you so much, hun. Thank you. And the love, literally, honestly, the love that everyone's shown has been overwhelming. I decided the things that I want to things I want to work on, if I would like to improve things, I am buying I film all the content that we do on my camera phone, which probably isn't the most professional thing, but when you're starting out, you have to start. So I've decided I'm going to go and buy a professional like camera thing. I've got to research it because I don't know anything about this. Literally, I know nothing. So I'm going to do some research online, watch some videos and work out which one I actually want. Get myself some editing lessons. So I'm actually going to do some proper editing lessons. I don't want it to be super snappy and like, you know, amazing, but you know, I think a little bit better than the ratchet job I do at the moment of editing would probably help. So I'm going to do that. So there are going to be some bits that I can change a little bit to up my game. So hopefully you'll notice those changes a little bit as we go on. And lighting as well. Like I like to film in the natural light because I think that you can see skin better. We can talk about things a bit better. I like natural sunlight, but it does make it really difficult to pick the right time to film. And like now, when it's perfect to chat to you guys, it's like way over bright because the sun's setting. So I'm going to invest in a few bits to hopefully take the channel forward. Lay says, you've helped my skin so much. Thank you so much, hun. That's really kind of you. I love it when people say that something I've recommended has worked really well for them, or they've loved a video I've done, so thank you so much. Christina says, hello Rob, I was looking forward to watching this live today. Actually, I was watching your last video about just dry skin and then the notification came. So I've done myself out of a viewer on the dry skin video. No, thank you very much, my love. We do this every week on Saturdays. It used to be Fridays, now it's Saturdays 6 p.m. and I love it. I absolutely love it. It just feels like a really nice, like Fridays when we did them was a bit rushed because coming home from work, when people actually went like have a chill, I did a bit of gardening, a bit of shopping, filmed a few videos, and then sit down and I could just chat with you guys. I have got a tea which I'm just going to grab. I don't know why it's all the way over there, and there you've got a lovely close-up of my pimple here, which we're ignoring that. I think I love fall, and I love the fact that we're moving from summer into winter, but that sort of transition wreaks havoc with my skin, and I always end up with like pimple central, so we're loving that. But I decided on the whole pimple front, this isn't like bad by any means. I thought, well, we're not concealing it, we might as well show the skin to the world. Right, Stacey says, I just need to know how to start sleeping on my back, it's so hard. Do you know what, Stacey? I have read so many things and the studies that say sleeping on your back is better for your skin and it's all wonderful and we all need to be doing it. I just can't. I sleep literally face first in the pillow, arm over. I'm a mess. And so I've given up on that a long time ago. But apparently, if you get a silk pillow, which somebody like told me was the best thing ever, so I bought one. I went on to Cult Beauty and I did this silk pillow thing, and it worked amazingly. Like, it feels so good, and apparently that is really good for your skin and to stop like friction. And the problem is, apparently I'm also not very glamorous in my sleep, and I dribble a lot. It was all over the silk pillow and ruined it, so it's a firm no. One sec, just to go check the dog's behaving. He is, bless him. For once in his life, he's actually behaving. Patty says, hello Patty, how are you? Thank you for joining. Dominique, hello my love, how are you? Quirky Beauty says, there's an idea for this month. How has skincare routines changed since the Western world changed 6 months ago? Ooh, I like that. That's a good video idea. What I do is I watch this video back tomorrow morning when it's recorded and goes live, and I make notes. So yes, I'll make a note of that. That's really good, because I think my skincare changed. Has my skincare changed a lot in like the last 6 months? Yes, I think I've got more time to, because we're not doing like the busy commute one way and the other. I've got more time to actually invest in the skincare. and stuff has become harder to get, so I've kind of been forced to change it up a little bit and look at some other brands when the main brands, like, I love The Ordinary, I love the Inkless, but all their stuff seems to have been sold out for like ever, so I've had to look at some other brands and discover some really good brands through just branching out and trying some new things. So that is a fantastic idea for a video. Jay says, please could you suggest a good product for cystic acne? I can't afford to see anyone over the counter products will be useful. Yes, the acne area that you want, and I can recommend some products. There are some good ones. If you live in the US, I absolutely love the Adapalene gel by Differin. It's so good, so I would recommend that. Obviously I know you don't live in the US, so I don't know how easy it is to buy over the internet, or just doing one of the online referral forms to get a GP prescription for it, because Adapalene has worked so well for my acne, and my acne used to be cystic, particularly around the jawline, and that really worked well for me. I'm back on it now just because I've been trying to tackle a little bit of excess oil and breakouts, so I'm back on it and my skin is loving it. Like, once you get over the dryness and the redness and the peeling, my skin's loving it, and now I get like a fraction of the breakouts that I used to get, and the ones that I get aren't cystic in nature. I've actually got a whole video coming up later next week on the six different types of acne and some of the best products to tackle them, so it will be covered in that as well. But if you want to DM me over on Instagram, then absolutely we can have a look at that for you. Jennifer says, hello, how do we feel about the Inkless Peptide Moisturizer? Ooh, good call. I like everything the Inkless does, bar one or two of their products, and I think their peptide moisturizer is fine. I like to use peptides as a standalone serum step because I don't think you need to have you don't need to have peptides watered down in a moisturizer. It's not like clear which ones you're getting and the concentrations, so I personally prefer to use a peptide serum and then a moisturizer, separate moisturizer. You can use the Inkless Peptide Moisturizer. I just don't think it's that potent when it comes to the peptides that it's got in there. If you were just looking for a bit of light extra hydration from peptides, yes, works really well. If you're looking for anti-aging, collagen boosting, I don't think it's there, and I don't think it's as good as some other products out there. So it's a fine product as moisturizer, and it's like a moisturizer upper level, but it's not peptide. It's not peptide enough for me, if that makes sense. Tang says that blouse colour suits you. Oh, thank you. And we had this discussion. This is basically a blouse. I bought it because it's lightweight and it's floaty and it's kind of really comfortable. So it's my favourite thing to film in because I can move about. My arms move about a lot when I film, so it's quite nice that it's quite flexible and easy to move in, which is why you see it in a lot of videos, I imagine. Nonna says, have you tried the EV Technology sunscreens? Apparently they are mousse sunscreens. I have not, but I'm very excited. I would love the idea of a mousse. I like mousse anything. I think there's something, I can't remember, does that foaming thing. Love that. So a mousse sunscreen sounds amazing. The only thing I'd be curious about with that is how they actually get the consistency, because to get mousse, usually you have to put a lot of alcohol in there, which can be quite drying and can interact with, SPF and UV filters a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see their formulation, but I'll definitely give that a go. That sounds amazing. JK loves Maui. Welcome, my love. How are you? Suzanne, what do you think of the Ordinary Resveratrol and Fluoric Acid? Suzanne, you are mentioning one of my absolute favourite Holy Grail products. I love Resveratrol and Fluoric Acid. Fluoric Acid is amazing. You know when people talk about the C Ferulic serum by SkinCeuticals and everybody goes mad for it, says it's amazing. What they're actually meaning is the Fluoric Acid is amazing. The vitamin C is fine, but it's a standard like ascorbic acid. I love the Fluoric Acid in there. It is amazing as an antioxidant, and it works really well with other skincare ingredients, so I'm a huge fan, and Resveratrol is a great antioxidant. So yes, big thumbs up from me. My absolute favorite antioxidant of all time is the Inkless Q10 serum, but if I had to choose like an honorable 5 others, that would definitely be in the top 5. I absolutely love it. Definitely worth the purchase as well because it's not super expensive. Products for fungal acne. Well, I did mention earlier that I'm going to be doing a video on the different types of acne, and fungal will come into that. First of all, I always say to people, make sure you have fungal acne because it can be really difficult to tell the difference. I'm just going to move out of the light. That's what I mean by if I get better lighting. It can be really difficult to find the difference between fungal acne and closed comedones. So wait there. Try that again. No. It's not me by. I choose like the golden hour to film where the sun's setting and it just sets right on me, which is, it's not good. But we'll get past it. It'll only be for like 2 minutes. I would say, have you tried the Nizoral shampoo? Because that's, people rave about that. It's antifungal and it will really work. But the key thing is to work out whether you actually have fungal acne or not, because closed comedones can look just like fungal acne and you can use the wrong products, and as a result you can end up making it worse, if that makes sense. So if you can afford it, reach out to a professional and ask them to do a full assessment of your skin. Make sure that is what you've got, because a lot of people assume they've got fungal acne because it's big at the moment and lots of people are talking about it, but what they've actually got is closed comedones, which is another type of acne, which you don't want to use the fungal acne stuff on because it could potentially make it worse. I hope that makes sense. I would get an assessment specific to your acne. Now, while I take a sip of tea and just wait for the light to adjust, if you give this video a thumbs up, I would love you forever. There we are. Now, let's have a look and keep going. So Rebecca says, hello, love your content. Thank you, Rebecca. It's so kind. So thank you so much for joining us. Dominique says, do you know how much retinaldehyde there is in Aven products? I can't find it anywhere. No. And this is a problem I've got with, a lot of the Aven stuff and some of the older cosmetic companies, the more established cosmetic companies. They're really reluctant to share their formulations and their concentrations. And that kind of makes me a bit worried, because sometimes it makes me think that they can be hiding a little bit, or maybe they're not as well formulated as we suspect. I actually really like the Aven retinaldehyde products. I think they're really gentle and they're really good for people that can't use a full strength, but I suspect the strength is so low that they don't really want to advertise that it's that low, if that makes sense. But I just be honest about it, because, you know, there is a market for low strength retinol based products, because people that have, you know, impaired barrier function or maybe have sensitive skin want a low strength retinol product. So there's a market for it. I just wish they'd own it and say, this is the strength, this is what it is, but they don't, and I guess we'll never know, which is a shame. So let's have a look. Rainier says, Chris says, you persuaded me to buy the Squalane cleanser and I've been obsessed. Yes. Thank you. I love it. Literally a guilty pleasure of mine is, it's not even a guilty pleasure, it's amazing, is when I recommend something and people message back and be like, oh my God, I love this product. I'm so glad I tried it. The Squalane cleanser is life. I think there's loads of cleansers out there I enjoy. It's not just the Squalane cleanser, but if you want a really affordable yet hydrating, doesn't strip, great to do a facial massage with product, the Squalane cleanser is just amazing, and it's literally like under $10 for a huge like 2-month supply. It baffles me that people, when I see people spending like $80 on a cleanser, I'm like, no, save that money. Buy the Squalane cleanser and then invest the money you've saved in really good skincare that can go after, because the cleansing step shouldn't be that complex. It should do what it needs to do and just not strip the skin. So I love, I adore the Squalane cleanser, and I'm so glad you enjoy it too. It featured in today's video, which was, if you haven't seen it, check it out, on dry skin products from The Ordinary. The Squalane cleanser was on there because it's fantastic for people with dry skin, but it's also universal. It's great for someone with, like me, that has really acneic and oily, acne prone skin. Yeah, Sandra says, I have rosacea, but it's fairly under control now. But I have a small cysts deep underneath the skin. What could they be? It is probably linked to the rosacea, which can often be acneic in appearance. So again, without seeing it face to face, it's really difficult. Have you been treated for the rosacea by a professional? Because I go back to them and say, obviously, is this part of the rosacea or something separate I can tackle? Because it's really difficult to know. I suspect it is something, it can be a buildup of either pustules or deep-seated closed comedones under the skin as a result of the rosacea. But I would go get that looked at by the professional that diagnosed you with rosacea and helps you tackle that. Let's have a look. Jacobs Mary says, happy Saturday. You mentioned quitting doing YouTube full time. Well, thank you. Oh, we answered that earlier in the video, Jacob Maui, but thank you so much for joining. Happy Saturday and welcome to the channel. It feels weird because I remember you always used to tune in on your lunch break on a Friday, but now it's Saturday. Hopefully it's more flexible for you. I loved YouTube so much. I decided, yeah, you're right, I quit, and I decided to just do it full time. I was doing contracting work before where we looked at various different companies and I supported them with their research and development and their some of the stuff that they did. It didn't work for me. It wasn't right for me. I just think when you love something so much and you're given the opportunity, like I was with this channel, which has exceeded my absolute expectations, it just seemed a bit, I don't know. Every morning I woke up super excited to do YouTube, and I didn't have that same excitement about my actual day job. And so it feels really fake to be, it just felt really fake to be putting more focus on something I wasn't enjoying than this, even though, I mean, it paid the bills, so don't get me wrong. So it's really good to be able to do this, and I feel like literally a weight's been lifted. I sat down to film today and I was like, wow, I've just got all the time in the world to focus on this, sit down, film and do what I want. And no looking back, literally no looking back. I want to improve things. I want to be able to get some proper filming equipment. I'm researching, and I'm going to spend some money on some really good quality filming equipment, some lighting, so I can do this not in natural light like this. This isn't ideal. I mean, I'm glowing to the gods, but no, we don't need this. I need some proper lighting and some actual stuff that I can mix my filming schedule a bit more flexible. So that's the sort of things that I'm going to be improving, and now I actually have the time to research it and do it. So yeah, absolutely loving the decision. Best decision I ever made. Chris says, do you know how to get rid of texture on the jawline? Chris, really good question. I always say start with like the cheap way of doing it, because don't spend a load of money if you don't need to spend a load of money. So once you've got square lane cleanser, once you do it, just pinch. So pinch like this, then do some scissor motions along the jawline, and then just really work it in. There is some videos, I haven't actually done one, but there is some videos on YouTube around what they call oil pulling, which is where you cleanse the skin and really massage it for like 20 minutes, and that pulls all of the dirt, the debris, and just a real deep cleanse. I think that could be really beneficial, even just a couple of times a week, to just reduce the amount of just the amount of sebaceous filaments and things which are giving you that texture. Obviously, then you can look at things like exfoliation and maybe incorporating like an azelaic acid in the area, which will just help to resurface things. I would honestly look at using what you already have, which is the square lane cleanser, and adapting it to include some facial massage and some real deep cleansing in that area. And honestly, it's free and it will deliver some really great results. Now, let's have a look. Rhea says, opinions on the Pixi Glow Tonic for oily, acne-prone skin. Great. One word, great. I have used the Pixi Glow Tonic. Sorry, do you know, this light will get better. I keep saying this will get better. Let's try it sitting over there. Is that any better? Sitting over here, let's try... no, we're just going to persevere. We're going to persevere, but I decided to film this just as the sun sets here in the UK. It looks very romantic from where I'm looking, but where you're looking, I just look overexposed and greasy. So we're going for the Pixi Glow Tonic. Oh, I love it for oily. I love it for all skin types. I think the only people that shouldn't use it are people with very dry skin, because I do find it can be a little bit stripping and a little bit drying. Some of the ingredients aren't the most moisturizing, and glycolic acid itself can be drying. But for someone with oily skin, absolutely amazing. It will just help remove some of that oil, do a deep clean, take that first layer of skin off, which is all dead, and just give you a gorgeous glowing complexion. I love it. I still think you should incorporate salicylic acid if you are oily and acneic, but you can use the two together. So use the Glow Tonic, and then just on the areas where you might have blackheads or pimples, just put a little bit of salicylic acid, just a little serum on there as well, and that'll just help really flush out that dirt and debris that's sitting in the pores. But yes, the Pixi Glow Tonic has been a gold standard product for me for years, and I have oily, acneic and breakout prone skin, so fully on board with it. Yes, definitely try it. Nora, are the ordinary retinoids any good? Well, the strengths are really good. So let's start with the positives. The strengths are really good. I think I actually did a whole video. If you do Google it on there, I did a video on them. But as a brief synopsis, I like the strengths, but they don't sink in. The formulations aren't that great. They stay in your pillow because they don't sink in ever. If you mix them in with your moisturizer, it does work better and it allows them to absorb a little bit, but I just didn't like them. I thought the strengths were fine, but the products themselves were pretty lousy, and I have never reached for them again and used them. There's so many good, affordable retinoids out there. I don't think we need the ordinary ones in our lives. They've not convinced me to repurchase. So I would say skip them and look for another affordable retinol. Stephanie says, hello, love your channel. Thank you, Stephanie. Have I tried Versed skincare? I have. I would love Versed. I think they're a really great company. They offer some really good products. In terms of my absolute favorites, I love their exfoliator. Their cleanser is divine. I really like their cleanser. I think it's fantastic. Do you know what? I'm going to do a whole review on them. You convinced me, because a lot of people have asked for a full review on Versed, and I've got a lot to share. So yeah, I'm going to do a full review on Versed. What are your favourite products? Has anyone's got any recommendations? Because I've only bought maybe 4 or 5 products from them, so I'll need to buy quite a few more if I'm going to do the full review. So what are your favourite products that you think I should try? Christina, how do you feel after you made the decision? feel great. It's like day 2 and I feel like it was the right decision. I just think if everything goes wrong, if everything doesn't work out, I haven't lost anything. I can go back, I can do my, no, one sec, I think, one sec, I'll just stop the dog. There we are. Sorry, the dog was playing up. As always, he's such a little monkey. No, so I just felt so good the second day. I woke up and I was like, weightlifted, I can film when I want, I can actually spend time researching the stuff that I want to research and just work on the channel and how to improve things, which is why I kind of asked you guys for feedback on things I could do to improve the channel, because now I've got the time to invest in it, I can actually act on that, whereas before if I'd have asked that, I'd have been lying because I didn't have the time to do anything. So it just feels so much better. I just feel like a whole weight's been lifted, so definitely the right decision. And you guys have been so supportive. Kirsty says, can I use the BHA 2% under my eyes? What are the issues that you've got under the eyes? And hopefully I can recommend an alternative for you. Ray says, opinions on the ordinary lactic acid to 10%. You see, the light has slowly got better. We're getting better. The ordinary lactic acid, I love the 5%. The 5% is like a holy grail for me. I included it in my video today on the best products for dry skin. I love it. In terms of the 10%, I just feel it's a little bit strong. There's a bit of me that thinks if you're going to go for a 10% lactic acid, I kind of think you might as well just reach for a glycolic acid, which is going to do a deeper and a slightly better exfoliation. I think you lose some of the benefits of it by, you know, it's been hydrating, it's not too stripping, not too drying. You lose some of those benefits when you get to the 10%. I know a lot of people that use the 10% and love it, so it's clearly not a bad product, and it's not a bad product. It's just, I think you're better reaching once you get to the 10%, reaching for that glycolic acid, because the difference is much less. At 5% concentration, it's hydrating, yeah, exfoliating. It doesn't dry the skin. I love lactic acid. It's like my holy grail, and that 5% by the ordinary is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, guys, I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea. So if you haven't already, if you could like this video, give it a thumbs up. It does really help the channel. This will be promoted by YouTube tomorrow when it's uploaded properly. So any likes just apparently make that little bit easier. So thank you so much. Love a cup of tea. Right, where are we at? Let's keep going. As usual, I'm behind with the comments, so I'm sorry guys, but I'm going through them. Quirky Beauty says, fall is my favourite season. It's awesome to see how happy you are about the future. Thank you so much. Do you know what, Quirky Beauty? I agree. I think attitude, if you're positive about something, I think you can always manifest that something happened. There's loads of stuff I would love to happen and hasn't yet, but I feel like if you start the day really positive that this is going to happen, this is going to be delivered, I do think that is a good portion of what it actually takes to make something happen. So hopefully, if positivity counts for anything, I'll be a shoo-in. I don't think it counts for as much, but let's hope, because I'm feeling really positive about everything. Ray says, have you tried the Neutrogena water gel? Love it. I absolutely love it. My only problem with Neutrogena is they're not cruelty-free, which is a shame, because I hope that they would, because I love so many of their products. I am not 100% cruelty-free in my skincare. I'm trying to, my aim is by the end of this year to be 100% cruelty-free in my skincare. That's the aim. It'd be a lot easier for me if Neutrogena would just change tack, go fully cruelty-free, and I'll be absolutely fine with that. But I do really like their water gel products. Their cleanser, the Hydro Boost cleanser, is divine, absolutely divine. And I love the fact they do a fragrance and unfragrance version of their Hydro Boost gel. I think it just gives people that more choice and more option, which I'm all in favour of. So Steph says, what are your thoughts on Glow Recipe skincare products? So I have tried quite a lot. I tried their watermelon stuff, and my problem is I just think they're all a little bit gimmicky, and sometimes I struggle to get past the gimmicky side of things where, you know, something smells like watermelon, or it looks like a watermelon, or it's nicely coloured, and I think, oh, they've put all that effort into gimmickry and they haven't put the effort into the formulation. And so I find it really difficult to get past that and actually want to use the products, if that makes sense. But that's in my head, that's not actually fact. And so I am trying to open my mind and try some more of their products. I would actually really recommend, if you like Glow Recipe, try their sweet treats or sweet something skincare. I'll leave a link in the description, which is their like sister company, and they're so good. They do like a vitamin shots where they've got like vitamin A and beetroot and all sorts of stuff. Some really great sort of like food-based skincare, but it's actually with really great results. So I'd recommend you check that skincare line out if you like Glow Recipe, because it's kind of like Glow Recipe but better, in my view. Now, let's have a look. Laura. Hello, Laura. How are you? BC says your videos are informative and fun. Keep them coming. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I feel like now I'm able to dedicate it full time. I do feel like I can be more positive in my videos because I'm just feeling more positive about everything. But I do need recommendations for content. So if you guys want to see any videos or any brand reviews or anything, let me know because I'd love to film them. Ray, what do you think of the Inkless Bakuchiol? Oh, I live for the Inkless Bakuchiol. I love Bakuchiol. So this is, as a heads up, I'm doing a video either tomorrow or Monday, I can't remember when it's going live, on the like ingredient skincare trends of 2020, and Bakuchiol features in that. It's just become like huge in 2020 as an ingredient, and I love it. The key thing is I like to use a Bakuchiol morning and night because the scientific studies, when they say it's just as good as retinol but without the side effects, are all based on using it twice a day. So we need to remember that. So I love to use it twice a day, morning and night, and the Inkless Bakuchiol is great for that. It layers really well with everything. It's a great strength. I'm fully on board with it. The only drawback is it's really hard to get. The key, because it's such a good product, it's one of those that sells out quite a lot. So if you find it, oh, that's it. Leia says it's 12 p.m. Saturday over here in Texas, and it's such a good time to catch our lives. Wow. Great timing. Who doesn't love a midday live, you know? And here in the UK it's like 6:30, coming up for 7 o'clock, which I realise next week what I'm going to do is my lights will have come, so I'm going to film where it's not like super exposed. Like, I quite like me in the light now, I'll take this. But it's so gorgeous outside, but the sun is streaming straight in the window. So we're going to stop the lighting out, but it's sunset here, and I love sunset. It's just looks super cute and everything's really gorgeous. So, but I'm sending lots of love to Texas. Gabby says, I love your content. Thank you, Gabby. I use my Crave Beauty Moisturizer and top it off with the Naturium Squalane oil and then put my sunscreen on. Is it okay? Or is it affecting how the sunscreen works? No, that sounds absolutely perfect. I'd be more worried about the oil impacting the moisturizer, but if it doesn't, fine. With SPFs, they are designed to work alongside and tested to work alongside a multitude of different products, so it's not going to impact the way it works. It tends to, the only thing that sunscreens, they tend not to become less effective. They often, the consistency can change. So as long as you're not noticing any textural change, like it suddenly, I don't know, it doesn't feel right or it doesn't sit on the skin, as long as it's none of that, then keep going. That's a really nice combination. I think mixing a oil in with your moisturizer is a great way of just like upping the ante and getting you extra hydration and extra moisturization. I love it. So yeah, fully on board with that. I think it sounds like a gorgeous step. Suzanne says, what do you recommend to minimize the appearance of sebaceous filaments? I have dry skin. I fully recommend, like, honestly, people who try things like pore strips and peel off masks, doesn't work, useless. I would honestly do an oil pull. So we call it oil pulling in the UK. I don't know what it's called across the world. Basically, take an oil, you could use one, you can even use like an oil cleansing balm, an oil cleanser, and work into the skin. And I mean work into the area where you have those sebaceous filaments for about 20 minutes. And honestly, you'll see them all lift and come off the skin, and you can actually see it's pretty gross. You can see them in your hand, and it just feels so good. It balls up and your skin will look great. It's a real powerful deep cleanse, and it's a massage, so it's actually beneficial. Instead of scrubbing and rubbing our skin like we tend to do when we've got sebaceous filaments, just doing that massage is beneficial for the lymphatic drainage of the skin, but also you get rid of them like that. Definitely recommend to look for oil pulling or deep oil cleansing. There's a video, I can't remember the lady, Google like deep oil cleanse or the 20-minute oil cleanse or whatever, and you'll see some videos on it. If you do that, honestly, gone like that. I do it once a week, and it's just amazing. Absolutely love it. Patrice says, I know it's about skincare still. I'm quite impressed with what you've done from a business and social media standpoint. Would you ever provide tips on how to grow a YouTube channel? I'd love to. If there's demand for it, I'm quite happy to film that. You know, for me, because I've got the free time, I like to put out one video with skincare content per day. I can do another video on a more niche topic that is something like that if people think it would be beneficial. I want to give back. I've been so blessed to be in this position, and I'd love to give back. So yeah, if there's demand for that, talking about some of the hints and tips about growing, I don't know it all, but I can certainly share some of the mistakes I made along the way and how to avoid those, and some of the things that really helped me and this channel. I'd absolutely love to do that. So if I think there's a market for it and people would want it, I'm quite happy to share it, because I can always just post it alongside my traditional skincare video. So for the skincare junkies that subscribe, they've got one, or if you want to watch both, totally up to you. But yeah, great idea. Azalea says, what moisturizer would you recommend for normal skin? If you've got normal skin, my love, you are blessed. You can pretty much put anything on it and you're good to go. So I would just say don't spend too much. Your moisturizer, if you've got normal skin, is really just to seal in your skincare. You don't need the extra hydration. You don't need any extra benefits to it. So I'd honestly just reach for the natural moisturizing factors by The Ordinary. It's boring, it's easy, but it's cheap, so you're not paying too much for it, and it really works. The Cicaplast Balm by La Roche-Posay is really nice, but it might be a bit thick for normal skin, but it's really nice. Just anything that's just thick enough to top off your moisturizer and your skincare and go. If you want something super lightweight, then I love the Tidal by Sunday Riley, which is like a whipped water cream. There's loads out there, but I just say actually keep it drugstore, keep it cheap, because you've got normal skin, so you can pretty much put what you want on it, which I'm envious. Let's have a look. Jenna, hello, my love. Janine, how are you? Welcome. Jerry, hello. So welcome. How are you, Jerry? Welcome to the chat. I'm way behind with the comments, by the way. So if you think actually I joined 30 minutes ago, I'm working my way through. Radioactive DK says, everyone go smash that like button. Yes, if you've just joined, go and smash that like button because it really helps the channel. So thank you. Love you all. Chris says, I started your facial massaging. How often should I be doing it to see results? Well, you can do a facial massage every night. I do it every night. So it really depends on the amount of time. You can do it every single night. It just depends on the amount of time that you have. You will see results from just doing it once. So I would say, but the results are cumulative. So if you were to do it, say, every other night for 10 minutes, perfect. Or, every third night for 20 minutes is absolutely fine. I would do some, providing, like the basic you need to do, let's start from the basics. The basics is when you're cleansing, you need to massage the cleanser in for a minute. You need to add water till it emulsifies, massage it for a further minute, then wash it down the sink. So that's a 2-minute massage anyway. Even if you're not doing any of the official routines and steps that people do, it's still getting the lymphatic drainage going in the skin, so it's great. If you want to build on that and then add a massage, you do it as often as you want. It's free. I would say with facial massage, why more people don't do it is beyond me. It's free, it works, and I think it's quite pleasant as like a self-care thing. But I would definitely recommend you do it once a week for 20 minutes and then add whatever evening stuff you want to do on top of that. There's no strict rule of the number you need to do. Quaker Beauty, it took a full year. Yes, Quaker Beauty took a lot of effort to work to a side sleeper, and it is. I would definitely recommend. There are. Oh, that's a really good point. If you are worried about sleeping on your face, and there are lots of studies that say it can age and things, you can get Quaker Beauty says those like cradle pillows where they sit round and they almost cradle you, and that can actually help you to sleep on your back. I've given up. I just honestly, even if I fall asleep in the right position, I wake up and I'm just like a mangled mess. So I've given up, but I did try so hard. I might actually give one of those cradle like pillows a go because they're super relaxing anyway. So I might actually invest in one of those. That's quite a good tip. Charlotte said, would you ever consider a fan meetup? I would love to do a fan meetup. So my challenge is, and I would honestly, I would love nothing more. The challenge is we have such a great fan base here on the channel, but they're so international, which is great. We have, I think last time I checked, it's like 30% of the viewers are in the US, 15% in the UK, and the rest everywhere. We've got like 6 or 7% in Canada, we've got Australia representing. So it's actually quite difficult to find a place to do a meetup where we get the numbers to make it a really fabulous event. But I'd love to meet all of you guys face to face, and we can just chat and nerd about skincare endlessly. I don't even think it has to be like a bougie event, even just like a, sit down at a coffee shop and have, like a big area of a coffee shop together and just chat, be fine with me. I would love to do that. The challenge is working out where to do it that's accessible. Got people and loving skincare together, ideal. Let's have a look. Patty says, Rob, I started getting just a few tiny bumps on my forehead. I'm wondering if they are small milia trying to pop up. I'm a bit frustrated. I think most likely, Patty, they probably are. Let me just have a quick sip. I think they most probably are small milia. Have you switched anything up in your routine massively in the since they started appearing? Because it could just be a small skin reaction to a product that you've incorporated. So if there's an obvious culprit, something that you've incorporated since it happened, then obviously stop that and see if that helps. Using a small amount of salicylic acid on the area can clear it up if it's not too widespread. That would be my advice. But it sounds like milia to me, which is frustrating and annoying, but equally it's one of the easier things to treat if you do it right. So I would just see if there's anything that you're using since it started that you maybe can cut out, and that hopefully will resolve the issue for you. BC says, Gran Active Retinoid 2% emulsion versus the Inkless Retinol. Which would you recommend? The Inkless every time. I think the Gran Active Retinoid by emulsion by The Ordinary is the best of their retinols. It's not perfect. I still think there's better ones out there, but it's the best of their retinols. My Inkless has been my go-to for years. I love the Inkless retinol. It is absolutely fantastic. It's got a lovely consistency. It's the right strength. It's mid-strength, so it's applicable to loads of people. You get great results, but there's not too much irritation because it's a second generation Gran Active retinoid. They're very similar in terms of their concentrations and percentages, but I just think the Inkless is a nicer formulation. It sinks in, it's more hydrating, and the Inkless every time. Let's have a look. Sandra, hello Sandra, welcome. Is Adapalene UK for rosacea skin, as I think it's fungal acne on my forehead. I also have rosacea. I personally would say if you have rosacea and fungal acne that you speak to a professional to give you the proper stuff, because you don't want stuff to interact. The two can be very difficult to treat together, and if you were to use an Adapalene, it would certainly help with the acneic element of it, but it could aggravate quite severely the rosacea. You've got to be very careful. So I would speak to a GP. He'll be able to give you some advice, dermatologist, if you can access one. I wouldn't recommend, if you've got rosacea and fungal acne, trying to treat it yourself, because there's so many different types of rosacea, and fungal acne is really hard to diagnose, and just getting it right is so important, because if you retinols can be incorporated and will help, I would speak to a professional just to make sure. Chris says, do you know how to get rid of maskne? Ugh, yeah, I know, just get rid of the face masks. I know we all have to wear them, and I'm fully on board with that, and I put mine on and I go to the shops, but I can feel as I'm at the shops, like, this is the last vestiges of sun, by the way. I can feel my skin like sweating under it. Really, really important to cleanse. So the cleansing is really important to get it off. And also, if you find that you're getting in certain areas under the mask, a little salicylic acid in the morning will help just to flush everything out. So anything you're adding to it isn't on top of already dirt and debris that's in the skin. I think salicylic acid is a really good starting point in the morning. Prep your skin ready to receive the mask. And of course it depends, like if you're wearing a mask for like 20 minutes while you're going around the shops, which is what I do here in the UK, probably not going to give you maskne. It's probably going to be all right. If you're wearing it as a healthcare professional 12 hours a day, totally different ball game, and will be really difficult, and you need different treatment. So it depends on how long you're wearing it for, and how severe the maskne is. But I just go for a BHA in the morning. That will help, and just making sure you're thoroughly cleansing, because that's the main thing. Let me just get out of that light. Let me have a look at some more questions. Extreme redness and dry skin. Yes, I actually have one planned, which is really cool. I have a video on redness, how to combat it, how to calm it, and that'll be coming out later in this week. So yes, already way ahead of you, but yes, we've got a video coming for that. Charlotte R says, oh, I've tried the Envy sunscreens and I've bought multiple bottles. I use it and then I use another layer of sunscreen above it. Great. I think if you're unsure about the protection you're getting from a sunscreen, you can always layer other ones on top of it if you find the right one to layer. Let me just, nope, that's worse. I can't wait to try the Envy sunscreens. They sound amazing. I love anything with a light whipped texture, because I've got super oily and acneic skin. I don't want anything that sits like a mask. I need something that's light, and it sounds amazing, so I can't wait to try it. Sasu, hey, welcome. So the Quirky Beauty says, I've tried both drugstore and high-end mousses, body only, reapplied multiple times, quick and absorbing formulas, but I don't trust and wouldn't do on my face. I think that's the problem. With mousse-like sunscreens, I worry about the coverage that you're getting, because mousses by their nature can be a bit blotchy, so I would worry about the coverage. I'll read up behind them, because I don't want to dismiss a brand and a formulation because I haven't read it up. Maybe there's something in there that they could put in there to offset. Welcome to Ruka Edit. How are you? Just hopped on straight from your announcement to wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much, my love. And honestly, thank you for all the support you give to the channel. It means the world to me. I adore your channel. I love the fact that we share the love, and it's just a really nice community to be part of, is the skincare community. People talk about YouTube communities being super toxic, and that's not the case here. We just have such a lovely network and community. I absolutely love it. So thank you for all the love. Let's have a look. Maria Lopez says, recommendations for a treatment in super hot, humid weather. Yes. Maria, would you be able to, I've got lots of things, but it will take a long time to explain. So would you be able to drop me a DM on Instagram? My handle is @skinmad, and I'll answer that. If you can't, leave me a comment at the bottom of this in the bottom of this video, and I'll share my email with you, and I can give you some really in-depth hints and tips for that. But that's quite a long process to explain. Thea says, I love you. Oh, thank you. Love you too. I really love to know if you have any opinion on Hamish, specifically the All Clean Green foam. I haven't had a chance to try it. I would love to do it. I'd love to try it, but I haven't been able to. It's quite hard to get their hands on. Are there any products that you would recommend I try once I can get my hands on them? What would you recommend I try? Says Jason, I've been binge watching some of your old videos. Love all of them, although I feel a little overwhelmed now with mixing and actives. Is there a simple way of remembering? Yes, I'm going to do a whole video actually coming up, because lots of people said it can be quite baffling to know what to put where in your skincare routine, what interacts with what, how it works. I'm going to do a whole video on what you can and can't layer products with and actives, and how to really piece together a skincare routine when you need from scratch basically. So says Jay, don't worry, I've got you. Coming later in this week, we will have a full video on how to pull it together. Let's have a look. Suzanne says, good to hear. I bought the ordinary fluoric acid because I finished the Q10 serum and it was sold out. As always, I know, Suzanne, it's so annoying. Good to hear that you approve. I do, it's lovely. It's a really gorgeous product. Fully recommend it. Fully recommend it. I just realised from that comment how far behind I am in the comments. Mommy Tet says, how often can I use salicylic acid serum? Once a day is absolutely fine with salicylic acid. It depends on your skin type. If you're oily, then I would use it once a day. If you're drier and you're using it just on targeted areas where you have breakouts or blackheads, maybe every other day, because you don't want it to dry the skin out too much. If I'm feeling super oily, I reach for the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Cleanser. It is great. It's like a holy grail product. It can be a little bit drying, I think, for people that have dry skin. So I'd only recommend it if you have oily skin. Let me see if I can get that. No, that's not better. No, I'm just going to have to style it out. So I would fully recommend it if you've got oily skin. It's a gorgeous product. Yeah, Neutrogena Hydro Boost Cleanser. One of my favourites. Let's look. Thea says, okay, buying the square lane cleanser now. Thea, enjoy it. It's absolutely fantastic. Have a look on my latest video where I did talk about dry skin products from The Ordinary. If you want any more information, there's a link in the description bar, so you can read up all about it if you want to, know. And that's where it's still in stock, because it'd be quite hard to find it in stock, and I can't remember where that link goes to, but it was in stock when I checked it, so you can definitely enjoy it there. Kirsty Beatty says, are you against using microneedling pen or stamp at home? Yeah, I kind of think microneedling can be so difficult. So if you get microneedling pen or stamp that you do at home, either the products are formulated to do so little that actually it's a bit of a worthless process, or they actually are standard and you can damage your skin. It's one of those products I think is best just done as a treatment in an esthetician or dermatologist's office. That's personal preference. I do know people that get great results microneedling at home. I just wouldn't trust myself to be doing it properly. As a human race, we don't really read instructions properly. We don't always follow them properly. We don't always do things as we're supposed to. And so I personally would, if you want to try microneedling, which is amazing for acne scars and textural irregularities, I love it, but I'd have it done at the dermatologist's office or an esthetician, someone that you trust and you know is going to do it properly. I wouldn't trust myself to do it. Let me know if anyone out there has had success microneedling at home. I'd love to hear it, but for me, it just isn't the best for me. I wouldn't trust myself. Now let's have a look. Nice person. A nice person. I love your nickname. Thank you. Have you used Tretinoin? I have. I am on adapalene at the moment, but I've used Tretinoin. I prefer adapalene because it works better with my acneic skin, but Tretinoin is also fantastic if you want a prescription retinol. Just be aware that it's going to give you a lot of redness, peeling and irritation at the start. So if you're aware of that and you go in with your eyes open, it's absolutely fine. But I would just be a bit cautious about that because it can be quite. Thank you. Says, do what you're passionate with. I totally agree. I want to lead by example and say, do you know, if you're passionate about something, let's get on and do it. Linda, you've been such a support to this channel and I love you so much for it. So thank you ever so much. Let's have a look. Sasu says, can you use a glycolic acid with a vitamin C serum? You can. You can use the two together. They go really well. I would just let the glycolic acid sink in and do its work first and then apply a vitamin C serum afterwards. But vitamin C is absolutely fine in a slightly more acidic environment, so you won't have any problems with that at all. The only thing I would not use with acids and stuff is peptides, because it does damage the peptides, so they don't work as well. Pearl says, what do you think about at-home LED skincare devices, LED skincare devices? The problem is, it depends entirely where you live. Here in the UK and the European Union, the regulations are so high that the strength that you're getting from them is so minimal, they're not actually doing anything. So if you use an at-home LED light that you bought in the EU or the UK, pretty pointless, not doing anything. You need to go to a trained professional that can administer the strength that you need to see meaningful differences. You can get them in other parts of the world that are the proper strength, but then I would worry that maybe not using them correctly could lead to harmful impacts on the skin. I'm not a huge fan. I think you're either not getting anything for them or you're getting too much and you could potentially damage your skin. Personal preference. But have you used any? I'd love to know. Radioactive says, how did you get into skincare and YouTube to begin with? I'm binge watching skincare content on YouTube and I thought I could do that. And I naively was like, yes, I'm in, I can do that. And it took me about a year to pick up the courage to actually get on and do it. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm filming that first video, which I won't link because it's so bad. My first video is so bad. I left it up there so you can actually search it and have a laugh. Search it and have a laugh. It's so cringe. But I think just bite the bullet. And my New Year's resolution, I started the channel on, I think, 3rd of January. My New Year's resolution was to get on and do it. And I did. And I've never looked back. Best resolution I ever made. And I've never looked back. So I would say if you've got a dream, fulfill it. Would my suggestion. Let's keep going. Paula says, will you be trying more Korean skincare products? Yes, I have down there a full box of Korean skincare, which I am going to be doing I've tried them all out. I'm going to be doing like a haul or a tryout video. Can I just get out of this light? Let's see. I'm really getting into it and finding some amazing products, so I can't wait to share them with you. Carlos says, hello from Venezuela. I love your channel. Carlos, welcome. They're sending lots of love to Venezuela. Let's have a look. Annika, hello Annika. I missed half of the chat already because my 10-year-old son is having a hysteric breakdown because of his homework. Tell him to just do his homework. I know I was never that good as a kid at doing my homework, so I shan't judge. But welcome Annika. It's live, it's uploaded again tomorrow morning, so you can catch up the bits that you've missed. I'm just sorry for the lighting, guys. I'm sorry that the lighting has been so bad all the way through, and this is kind of, I've ordered some ring lights and I'm looking at some proper filming equipment, so don't worry, it will improve as we go full time on YouTube. But it's nice that the sun's setting and we've got the gorgeous sunset. Is just super overexposed, and I'm sat here, I'm doing my thing, and the lighting has not been my friend, so I apologize for that, guys. Paula said you should try the Verse Gentle Retinol. It's one of my favourites. I've heard so many good things about this. I actually have a bottle of it, but I haven't tried it. I cannot wait. I love the Verse products I've tried, and I can't wait to do a whole review on them. And the retinol will feature, don't worry. Adrian says, can you use a facial spray on top of sunscreen, or does it affect the effectiveness? No, you can use a facial mist on top of sunscreen. I would just be mindful that it's got to fight through a lot to do anything, so it depends what you want the mist to deliver. If you're expecting it to deliver like meaningful results, I think you might be a bit disappointed. Let's have a look. Adrian says, I love your content, thank you, that's so kind. Elisa says, hi, do you know any sunscreen that has glass packaging and is also cruelty free and vegan? Oh, Elisa, I wish. You are asking way too much there. They can't even, companies this day can't even work on reducing plastic packaging. They can't do it all. It's such a shame. I love glass packaging. I think it looks better, it's aesthetically pleasing, obviously it's better for the environment, it's easier to recycle, so I'm fully on board with it, and I wish it existed. I think you can definitely find vegan SPFs, you can definitely find cruelty-free SPFs, you can definitely find SPFs in plastic, but I don't know of any glass formulated SPFs that are vegan and cruelty-free. I will look out for it and do some research and I will let you know, but unfortunately I think we need that. I'd love that. I'm fully on board with that. I'm a full cruelty-free advocate. I love vegan products. I'm not a vegan myself, but I love vegan products because it makes it more applicable to as many people as possible. But I struggle with the glass packaging, and I'd love it because I love the look of glass packaging on my vanity. So yeah, perfect. It's in a slightly oily formulation, so it'll be hydrating. I absolutely love it, and I would fully recommend it, Linda, if you give it a go. I did a guide to the ordinary vitamin C, so I don't know if you want to check that out and have a look at that, but I featured it in there and I absolutely love it. I think it's a great product. It's a little bit more expensive than some of that other vitamin C's, but it's worth the money. Now guys, we are coming up to the end of the hour, unfortunately. I can't believe it's gone so quick. So I will answer any questions that I haven't got round to, and I realise I'm super far behind. Let's have a look. Oh my, yeah, super far behind. I will go through tomorrow and I'll write answers to all of them in the comments tomorrow. So if you haven't got your question answered, if you could leave a comment afterwards on this video or tomorrow when it's uploaded, ask it, and honestly I will get back to you. I like to answer all the questions that I have in these live chats, so definitely they're coming so thick and fast. I remember when I did my first one of this and there was like 5 people on, and I thought, oh my god, 5 people have actually joined me, and now we're literally like 100 at a time, and so many questions, which I love each and every one of you for joining. If you haven't already, if you could smash that like button, it does really help the channel, and I would honestly love you and be forever grateful. And I will get around to answering all your questions in the mop-up tomorrow. So this is going live. For anyone that's missed bits of it, it will go live again tomorrow at 10 a.m. So check out the full replay where you can see me in my overexplode glory for a second day. Next week, we have some amazing stuff coming up. We've got the nailed review, which you guys have been asking for. We've got a review into like cult skincare ingredients to come. We've got a look into how to treat redness, which is really exciting because a lot of you guys have been asking for that. And we just got some really good content, so hopefully you'll join us there. If you haven't already, today's video was on dryness and the products with The Ordinary that can help with dryness. I think you'd absolutely love that video, so check it out if you haven't checked it out already. Just before I go, I'm going to I'll whiz through it and any quick questions and see, like, oh, Suzanne says a full video on body care would be helpful. Yes, lots of people have been asking about body exfoliation, body care products. I definitely want to film that. My problem is working out what's available globally, because a lot of my products that I love for the body are just available here in the UK, and I don't want to be that person that recommends just UK products. So I'm working out a select edit of products which are available globally, so definitely going to feature that. Hassaf says hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary with niacinamide and books. Well, it's fantastic. I love that combination. Fantastic. Laurel, I would honestly use your glycolic acid where you don't have problem areas. So use your glycolic acid all over, with the exception of the areas where you have the blackheads and the pimples, and then I put the BHA on there. So you're kind of doing a split face of glycolic, and then where you need it, the BHA. I think that's the easiest way to combine it if you don't want to alternate. But great question. Thomas said, hey Thomas, hello. Oh, you know, I'm glad I got to your question. Hello Thomas. Thank you. I'm so sorry I'm so behind with the comments, guys. I always am. I'm useless. But Thomas, welcome. I hope everything in the States is amazing and your gorgeous dog is doing amazingly well. Have a look. Is there any more that we can get through very quick to answer? What do you think of CBD sticks for the body, or CBD oil in general? I think CBD oil is very hydrating, which is great. It's a really nice body oil. It's a great moisturizer. I think some of the claims that come with cannabidiols and cannabis-based products are a bit overblown. I don't think it's a cure-all people claim it's going to be, but it is a really nice oil. It's very hydrating, and I think CBD oil is a really nice if you have super dry skin. It can also help with as an anti-inflammatory, which is great, but some people say it cures fine lines and wrinkles. It doesn't. It's a facial oil. It's going to be moisturizing and it will help with anti-inflammatory properties, but that's pretty much it. Still really good product. Right guys, we've come to the hour, so I'm sending you so much love. If you haven't already, if you could hit that thumbs up button, I would be really grateful. And leave, if I haven't got around to your question, I'm so sorry, leave me a comment and I'll answer it straight away. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week, same time, same place, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.